Prince Albert of Monaco stood beneath the gilded arches of the Grimaldi Palace with the poise of a man trained for royalty, but what unfolded before his eyes in recent weeks has been nothing short of a royal wake-up call. For months, whispers within elite circles suggested tension. But now, it's no longer speculation, it's unfolding in real time. Princess Charlene, the elegant and often enigmatic consort of the Monegasque throne, appears to have made a resolute and irreversible decision, sending cold shockwaves through the pristine marble corridors of the principality. The palace may still gleam, but the chill between its two most prominent figures is impossible to miss. It wasn't always like this. When Charlene Wittstock, the statuesque South African Olympic swimmer, captured the heart of Prince Albert, their union was billed as a fairy tale. But behind the dazzling smiles at state dinners and charity galas, something quieter, and far more chilling, was brewing. Over the past year, public appearances have grown increasingly rare, and when they do occur, body language experts and seasoned royal watchers note the glaring absence of warmth. But the latest developments leave no room for interpretation. Princess Charlene's recent actions, deliberate and unmistakably symbolic, have made headlines across Europe. She has appeared solo at high-profile events where Albert would once have stood proudly beside her. The bodyguards, the designer gowns, the curated grace, it's all still there, but the prince is not. More strikingly, she has returned to her roots, rekindling her South African heritage through renewed partnerships and causes, almost as if she's preparing for a life once more apart from the Monegasque orbit. Sources close to the palace hint at intense discussions that may have taken place behind the scenes. Some suggest that Charlene has issued a firm statement about the state of her marriage, one that doesn't require public confirmation because her every move now speaks volumes. There's talk among courtiers of an arrangement, a cold but pragmatic compromise between the royal couple to maintain appearances while quietly pursuing separate lives. And the most recent photographs, her hand bare of a wedding ring, her gaze distant, suggest she's no longer playing along. Royal insiders have gone further, noting that the relationship has, in effect, become a ceremonial arrangement. A former palace aide reportedly confided to French media that the distance is not only emotional but logistical. She has her own schedule, her own friends, and her own sense of purpose. The implication is damning. Princess Charlene may have decided to stop pretending. To truly grasp the weight of Charlene's decision, one must rewind to the earlier years of their marriage, a time marked by whispered stories of cold feet before the wedding, tearful departures, and constant speculation that she felt trapped within Monaco's rigid protocols. Even her extended medical absence, officially attributed to end complications, raised eyebrows globally. Was it health, or was it an escape? And now, amid growing demands on Prince Albert's public role and scrutiny over his private life, including enduring questions about children born before his marriage, Princess Charlene seems to be stepping away from the shadow. Not in anger, not in scandal, but in a quiet, composed, and deliberate withdrawal that speaks to years of endurance. The atmosphere in Monaco today is a mixture of tension and acceptance. Some citizens, fiercely loyal to the Grimaldi legacy, whisper concerns about the monarchy's image. Others admire Charlene's silent strength, interpreting her choices as a stand for dignity in a gilded cage. The European press, always ravenous for royal intrigue, has jumped on the story with relentless vigor. French tabloids run daily features speculating about a formal separation, while German and Italian outlets dig into Charlene's private calendar, analyzing each absence and appearance for clues. Meanwhile, Albert maintains a calm exterior, attending functions and smiling through the pressure. But those close to him suggest otherwise. A confidant quoted anonymously told a prominent magazine that he knows things have changed. He's trying to keep it together for the principality. But she's different now, and that difference is permanent. What's most striking is that Charlene has not granted any interviews or made any overt statements. She hasn't had to. Her decision, if indeed it has been made, is being communicated with astonishing clarity through her actions. She appears, but alone. She smiles, but only briefly. She represents Monaco, but increasingly, she is her own brand, Princess Charlene, not simply the wife of Prince Albert. There is also the question of what this could mean for Monaco's future. If Charlene truly steps back or formally separates, would Albert remarry? Would the principality modernize its image of royal duty? Would Charlene, free from constraints, become a humanitarian force in her own right. Some suggest this could ignite a new era for Monaco, a redefinition of royal roles driven not by tradition but by personal agency. Others fear scandal, embarrassment, or even constitutional repercussions if the royal family appears divided. One cannot ignore the imagery that has accompanied Charlene's most recent public appearances. At a children's charity event, she wore an elegant but stark white dress, symbolic, perhaps, of peace, independence, or a clean slate. At a South African gala, she gave a passionate speech about identity and resilience, referencing no one but herself. And at the Monaco Grand Prix, once the crown jewel of their united appearances, she stood apart, not unfriendly, but unmistakably distant. Social media has exploded with speculation. Fans and critics alike dissect every photo, every headline. Hashtags like #FreeCharlene and #MonacoMystery trend across platforms. Video blogs and TikTok analyses compare clips from 2011 and 2025, highlighting the dramatic evolution in Charlene's demeanor. And all the while, the palace remains silent. No denials, no confirmations, just a stiff protocol smile, and the growing sense that something monumental is unfolding. Observers in royal commentary circles suggest that this situation may mirror others in European history, marriages that shifted into arrangements, appearances that masked private divergence. The late Princess Diana's journey is often referenced, not because Charlene is following the same path, but because she, too, began to tell her truth not through interviews but through presence, causes, and withdrawal. And so we return to that original, shocking phrase, a cold shower for Prince Albert. Because this isn't a scandal, it's a realization. A wake-up call not only for the prince but for Monaco as a whole. The fairy tale image may no longer fit. The reality is more nuanced, more human, and far more compelling. As summer rolls on in the sun-soaked principality, the facade of unity may remain in place for now. But within the palace, the temperature has dropped. Princess Charlene's decision, whether publicly confirmed or not, is already reshaping the perception of Monaco's royal family. Her absence in intimacy and presence in independence signals a new chapter, one she's writing on her own terms. So, as the world watches the next move in this quiet but profound royal unraveling, one question lingers louder than the ceremonial trumpets outside the palace gates. What happens when a princess decides she's no longer waiting to be rescued? Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more royal revelations.